just when we thought that James Charles couldn't get any worse. I mean, let's be honest, he should have been in jail a long time ago, in my opinion, and I'm sure I know a lot of us are of that same opinion as well, with all the stuff that's come out over the past few years about him texting underage boys. We all know, okay? But now he's attacking people who've lost their job. He's calling them entitled. He's saying, welcome to the real world, despite the fact he's the most out-of-touch influencer who's never had a real job. Let's get into it, because we also have another fake apology from him. I mean, who's surprised at this point? But the more that we called him out for just everything, just who he is, his entire personality, everything that he does, the more that we can hope that one day justice will be brought. We can all live in hope, right? So let's get into this. Spirit Airlines in the US, if you guys didn't know, I didn't know, because obviously you can tell by the accent, I don't live in America. I'm not from America. I am from the Great Britain. I am from England. So I didn't know about this, but Spirit Airlines, obviously an airline in America, has recently gone bankrupt, and apparently some woman slid into James Charles's DMs and was asking, hey, can I have some money, please? Here's a GoFundMe link. And he had a massive crash out about this. So let's get into it.
I just got a DM on here from a girl that said, "Good morning, James. I know you'll probably never see this, but if you could just take 1 minute to read it, would really mean a lot to me. I'm really struggling right now because Spirit Airlines just filed for bankruptcy and I have lost my job. Here's the GoFundMe link. Any donations help."
Okay, first of all, that stare, can we just appreciate? Look at... This is like the Joker, okay? If he had his makeup on, that would be even more like... So I just got the flashback Mary image in my head with this face. You cannot tell me he could not audition for the next Joker movie, okay? With the kind of faces he's pulling, okay? But first of all, this is the time that we're living in. A lot of, like, despite whether or not this message was real or not, we're going to get into that in a minute, but a lot of companies are going bust at the moment. This is, like, just the market that we live in. This is the economy that we live in. A lot of people, especially in Western countries, are struggling with employment. Like, unemployment rates are crazy high at the moment because the job market is so crap. Like, I know that from living in the UK, and I know in the US it's just as bad, if not worse in some ways. Like, it is very sad. But again, this is the world that we're living in at the moment. So people will be quite desperate to be finding a job, and the way that he's just mocked this message and this woman that he got the message from, again, whether or not it was real or not, this is unacceptable. And why did he feel the need to come on the internet and just rant? Because he's James Charles and he's out of touch and he's a maniac. But let's continue.
I'm sure they do, sweetheart. I'm sure they do. You know what else would help you? Getting another job. Okay. Yeah, try that. Because
okay, she probably has tried that. Again, let's go with the theory that this message is real. And again, there are a lot of people who are struggling with getting work at the moment because the job market is so crap. And that she's probably been trying. But again, you can apply for so many jobs, and I do this from first-hand experience, okay? Like, I've not done social media, like, as a job before, okay? This is still, at the moment, remained a hobby. Hopefully, if you guys support me, that can change. But I'd really like that to be the case. But it hasn't been. So I've been in the real world. I've been trying to, like, post being in university, I've been trying to apply for jobs. I've only ever really worked in retail. I've been very lucky this year, only like a couple of months ago, to then get a second job on the side as a social media manager. But still, I work in retail. That is a real world job. And, and I have a graphic design degree. I've tried to get creative jobs, okay? But you apply for so many jobs and you don't hear back from the majority of them. And even if you do get an interview, most of the time you don't get it because everyone expects you to have experience even with an entry-level job. I'm sure there's so many of us I know who have got on the internet and talked about this. It's a very, very important topic. But again, this is just an example of the world that we're living in. And he's mocking that. He's mocking that. It's insane.
time that it took you to copy and paste the same fuck-ass message to myself, who you don't follow, by the way, and probably 100 other influencers and celebrities, you could have applied for 100 other jobs, but you didn't because you're a lazy piece of shit and you're entitled.
So again with the Joker face. What the hell is this? But this is the crazy thing. This is why I wanted to make this video, because that quote right there, where he's calling this woman like entitled, coming from James Charles, is insane. Is actually insane. Okay, and I'm sure we're all deeping this the same way I am. The most entitled influencer is calling his granted, he said this woman didn't follow him, which makes me think this message was spam, but still, it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter. And I was listening to Evangelina's video on this. If you guys don't follow Evangelina, she's a fun time. Does similar content to what I do. And she was saying, like, oh, so you only help people out when they're a follower of you? Like, your generosity is conditional. Right. Okay. Got it.
And you think that influencers and celebrities should fund your life for you. Why would I ever help you? You're not a fan. You don't even follow me. You've never supported me. This is your first time DMing. And you think that I'm going to send you money because you lost your job? Oh my God. Welcome to the real world, sweetheart. People lose their jobs.
That is the second quote that made me want to make this video. Welcome to the real world, sweetheart, coming from James Charles, who's never had to have a real job in his life. He's been doing this ish since he was like, 17? Thanks to Tati Westbrook, he's been doing this ish since he was 17. He has never had to have a real job. And unfortunately, he's never had to have any real justice towards his actions, being a predator. But, you know, as the Epstein files proved, if you have enough money, you can get away with anything. But it's there are no words to quite describe this, right? Like, coming on the internet and ranting about a fan, which, granted, the way that he's coming across with this with somebody who doesn't follow him and, like, it's just a DM, it sounds like it's just, like, a spam fake message, okay? Like, some bots and scammers will try and utilize, like, a company going bust to try and hoax people into clicking fake links or something. But at the same time, this just proves a much bigger point. Then in a way we already knew that he's a piece of shit. If anyone's a lazy piece of shit, it's him, right? But anyway, let's continue.
Every fucking day, and you're white, pretty, and able-bodied. You're in a much better position than a lot.
Sorry, excuse me. I forgot that he said that as well. White, pretty, and able-bodied. Not to go woke on his ass, but that's not. He's trying to claim that, like, well, you've got pretty privilege and you're white, so therefore the job market should be easier for you, is so bullshit. Are you kidding me? You're white, pretty, and able-bodied is a crazy statement.
Other people out here who are trying clearly much harder to make a better life for themselves. Why would I fucking help you? Aside from that, 17,000 people lost their jobs at Spirit Airlines. Why do you think you need the GoFundMe? I can at least...
Because she maybe just had the audacity, and I don't know. It was probably a fake message. Fundamentally, this is probably a fake message, but even so, like, this proves, like, how ridiculous this crash out is. Because this is quite clearly, like, a fake message. If it was genuinely a fan trying to reach out, like, being, like, I guess, like, this is maybe it was a last resort kind of thing. Or maybe they were sharing it, like, just around and thought, hey, what if I message James Charles? Like, they probably would have followed him, right? So, again, this probably just, like, that one fact right there that he said, like, hey, you don't even follow me. You don't even support me in your life. First of all, how do you know? How do you know that that they don't necessarily follow you on Instagram, but they've, like, bought Painted or something? Or maybe bought the Morphe palette back in the day and now don't support you because of everything that you've done, but thought, maybe I will take a chance and DM him. Like, there are so many scenarios in which this is valid, but the way he's come on here and thought, you know what, I'm going to do, like, a big crash out on the internet about this because I'm the entitled one and I'm the narcissist, is crazy.
1% respect the mentality of closed mouths don't get fed, doesn't hurt to try. But honestly, it does hurt to try because now you pissed me off, okay? I'm not the one. Go find fucking Mr. Reese. This is literally his entire shtick. I'm sure the next YouTube video is the—
Sorry. Go find Mr. Beast is crazy. Go find Mr. Beast is crazy. Imagine, I mean, there were probably people who have probably done that, who probably tried to message Mr. Beast and been like, please give me money. Please put me in one of your game shows. And we all know that Rosanna Pansino was like, I'm waiting for the next scandal. I think I've made it very clear in my videos that I am an Adam McIntyre fan down, okay? And so anything to do with all of that, I think, personally, for any of the fellow mockers out there, that Rosanna did Adam very dirty. And, you know, she always came across as the really wholesome little cooking channel. And yeah, she did him dirty with that. And then this new podcast with Olivia, what the hell is going on there? But that's like a side rant. But like, people probably have done that and like message Mr. Beast and be like, I just lost my job, could you please give me some money? Like, it's not the end of like. But again, him using this as an excuse to get pissed off just shows, like, one, how much he like hates his fans, and two, like, just how ignorant, like, the caption at the top says, and just how hateful and spiteful he is, and just how much of a narcissist. Like, why would you come on here and rant about somebody like that? Like, even, I mean, this is a spam account that this was posted on. This has now been deleted as well, by the way, because of course it has. It says right there. But, like, it's crazy. It's like, what was it? The apology video that he deleted during, like, the whole Tati Westbrook, him first being exposed as a predator video. Like, he deleted one of them, didn't he? I can't remember which one. We are going to be recapping that whole thing because I just think it's fun to do every year. I did say that in my last video that we made about Jeffree Star. But yeah, just the problematic past and the narcissistic personality disorder this man displays on a daily basis needs to be studied, I swear to God.
Going to be like, I rehired all 17,000 of the Spirit Airlines employees, and it's going to be the real life Hunger Games. The last one of them to leave the Spirit Airlines plane gets to be the CEO of the new company and gets a house and a car and $10 million that everybody else dies. Like, go find that video to compete in, baby. I'm
not gonna lie, that was a pretty good Mr. Beast impression. But that's the only thing I'll give him. The only thing I'll give him.
not helping you. I'm not fucking helping you. All you did was lost your job. Okay? Welcome to the real world. I can at least understand.
He does not understand just how devastating losing your job like that is. Because again, he's never been in the real world. He doesn't know. He has no clue. He's living in this bubble trying to it's like the Ricky Gervais Oscars speech from, what was it, like 2018, where he's literally like, listen, you are in no place to lecture the public about anything to do with politics or political stances. Like, don't get up here and try and turn it into like a political speech. Like, you are in no place to lecture the public about that. I love that speech, by the way. Does anyone else like rewatch that every Oscars? It's crazy. I love when it pops back up on my feed because it was so legendary. And like when he made the Epstein joke about him not being dead, and they all went, ooh, and he was like, I don't care, I know he's your friend, but I don't care. So many and I was like, I relate to you, man. I relate. It was absolutely iconic. Like, it can never be beat. But like, that's what I love. Celebrities who know they're celebrities and they're down to earth and they know like the position that they hold. I don't like people like this who were like, come to the real world, honey, and speaking from your mansion with your millions of dollars and all of your allegations is crazy. Like, he is in no place to lecture his fans, to lecture anybody about how they should conduct themselves when they've lost all their income. Considering how much he has, it's crazy.
If you were like, James, I'm a longtime fan, here's a trillion years of DMs and my support for you, I love you, I'm suffering.
Why do they need a portfolio of evidence of them being a fan for you to open your wallet just a little bit? Just a little bit, okay? Just a little bit. It's insane. Like, words do not comprehend. It's crazy.
With a really rare genetic disease that there is no cure for, and I'm trying to raise money for myself and other people that have this. Maybe I would help. Maybe I would help because I love you and I appreciate you. This bitch, you lost your fucking job? What are we gonna do? Nothing!
Why is he crashing out so hard about this? Again, he's giving the Joker. He's giving the Joker so much. He's giving... Wow. Again, this man needs to be studied. It's like... I know the Blair White's controversial, okay, but I watched her video about this because she popped up on my feed, and like she said, she was like, "This is what happens when something evil makes a home in you. This is this is demon energy right here." And you know what? I believe her.
Nothing. You know what you need to do? Go find a fucking new one, girl. Put some effort into the workplace.
Maybe you should make some effort into being a better person and finding someone to flirt with and sex with your own age. Maybe you should turn yourself into the police. Maybe you should do that. Maybe you should stop going to Coachella and burning all of our eyes off with your horrible outfits and behavior. Maybe you should apologize for some of the things you've done, but we all know that you're never going to do that because you yourself have self-admitted to being desperate. And yet, people out there who are losing their jobs and who are struggling to pay bills and who are desperate in another way, in a better way, not a pathetic way, like in a real world way, not that you would know James Charles. Maybe that's why they turn to things like this, because this is a final result. And they think, you know what, maybe one time this is gonna work. But again, the way he described this sounds like a fake spam message because it's coming from a non-follower. Or somebody was talking to a friend about losing their job, and they went, you know what, James Charles has a lot of money. Why don't you go and DM him? But again, as he just said in that video, unless you have a massive portfolio and long history of being a fan of his, then you don't count. Your issues don't matter. Your life doesn't matter. He should just toss you back out into the world and go, off you go. Be a normal human coming from me, the most entitled person on the planet. But I'd like this, like the caption of that video said, that video has now been deleted. And let's see, he has then posted a apology since then, which you can tell. I want you guys to look in his eyes as he's saying this, and it's the same with any kind of apology video he's made over the years. And again, we will be covering this in future videos just because I think it's fun to continue to make an example of these people. But if you look in his eyes, you can see the lack of sincerity. You can see, I don't want to really want to be making this video because I still believe I'm in the right. And I'm just doing this because I wanted to be topless in bed. And I'm James Charles and that's what I do. So let's try and cover this, shall we?
Yesterday morning, I posted a video on this account talking about how a woman had lost her job at Spirit Airlines, and she sent me a message with a GoFundMe link asking me to donate. And the video is basically me yelling at the camera, being super upset and frustrated because this person had never followed me, never supported me before, and it was clear that she had basically copied and pasted this DM to every influencer and celebrity she possibly could.
Again, because it was probably a bot, like a spam message, and you chose to get totally enraged by that, like full on Joker mode enraged. Again, the flashback Mary with the it's an image
asking for a handout, and I called her lazy. I said she was stupid, and I said she should have spent the time that she spent copying and pasting the message applying for jobs instead. This video was fucking stupid. It was rude, it was obnoxious, it was privileged, and most importantly, it was completely fucking unnecessary.
Yes, it was. But we all know you don't actually mean that because of the fucking tone of your voice you use in every single apology video. There's lack of sincerity AF. And also, that's just all buzzwords to you. You don't mean that. You do not mean that. If you meant that, you would have at least done the YouTuber apology thing of, like, not being in bed. First of all, not being topless in bed. You would have, like, sat at your kitchen table, or you would have, like, sat on like that white background, or you would have like been in the same place where you filmed the first video. Maybe it was a little bit more, but no, we can tell you do not care about this because you just went, oh, you know what, I'm about to go to bed, let me just film this casually topless in bed because I'm really trying to attract all of the little boys to my page with all of nothing that you're showing off there. I don't know.
That DM, I absolutely had the choice to ignore it and say absolutely nothing at all and move on with my day. But instead, I couldn't even tell you why. Her message just triggered me, and I decided...
I could tell you why, because you're a narcissist, and you hate your fans, and you're only in this for the money. To keep your own money to you, and not give it to anyone else. Because generosity, unless someone has given you money, it's not a concept you recognize at all. But let's continue.
Instead, to make a video about it. And I bashed her, and it was obnoxious, and I shamed her for asking for help in a situation where she was clearly really struggling, and this could have been her absolute last resort. I have no idea what was going on in her life, and I should have never assumed that she was just copying and pasting this DM as an easy way out. I don't know.
But you literally said at the beginning of this, he's literally just like been a hypocrite right there, because he was like, it was clearly a copy and pasted message to like multiple people, and yet he's like, I don't know if she did this, I don't know if she did that. Like, get your story straight. But then again, it's James Charles, and we live in hope.
Don't know. My intention behind making this video in the first place was, I get a lot of messages like this every single day, and for me personally, it definitely sucks to receive messages from people that don't follow you and don't support you, treating you like our personal ATM or bank account. Because
you're a massive influence with millions of... I'm not apologizing for this. If I'm going to do this in every video, I'm not apologizing for the freeze frame girl. You deserve this. But it's going to start like being an inside joke now, like the terrible freeze frames. But it's like, you're a massive influence with millions of followers. You are going to get so many spam messages like this. Hell, I get so many spam followers on my Instagram, like weirdos, like quite clearly people who aren't real. It's often like fake OnlyFans accounts I tend to get. Anyone else out there who like dares to show a bit of skin on the internet all of a sudden gets inundated with fake OnlyFans people. But like, this should just be part of the job. Again, he clearly doesn't care, really, about anything but the money for himself, because this is just part of the job. Fake and spam messages are part of pretty much anyone's life nowadays, let's be honest, but especially like a massive influencer like that. And of course they're going to be asking for money, because the bots can see, they target people with big followers, right? And they know they have a lot of money, so they're going to try and ask them for money with like GoFundMe links or whatever, like PayPal links or whatever. But again, that was no excuse to crash out like that. But it's James Charles. So he's going to make a narcissistic as fuck video attacking people with no job, which is disgusting, and then make a half-assed like apology video just in bed before he's about to go to sleep, because he doesn't care. Does not care about anybody but himself.
But what I'm sure sucks even fucking more is not knowing where your next paycheck is coming from, and not being sure whether or not you're going to be able to put food on the table for yourself and your family. So it really doesn't matter what my intentions were behind making the video, because it came across as super fucking privileged, and like I was basically shaming anybody that's unemployed for not trying hard enough to get a job. And I feel awful because that wasn't my intention, and it really hurt a lot.
No, you don't. No, you don't feel bad. You've never felt bad about anybody apart from yourself in your life. And that is shown consistently throughout all of the controversies, all of the allegations, all of everything. This man is incapable of empathy. Massive narcissist out here, like massive narcissist.
And I know that it's not that easy. I know that the job market fucking sucks right now. I have friends that are looking for jobs. I have my own employees that I try my best to take care of. And I've heard so many fucking horror stories online of companies ghosting people, recruiters wasting everybody's time, people applying for job after job and not hearing back for 6 months, a year, 2 years. I know that it's really fucking hard out there, and that most people are just doing their best and trying their best to figure it out and to make it by. And if this person happened to choose sending out GoFundMe links as their method of trying to make it by, who am I to judge? Especially when you consider the fact that my method of figuring it out and getting by was making makeup videos online. I just happened to...
Okay, there we go. There's a little bit of accountability there. Taking accountability. We all remember that video. But again, it doesn't come across as sincere. You see it in the eyes, you see it in the like really monotone like tone of voice that he's coming across as. You can tell there's no real emotion there. There's no real I'm sorry. There's no real apology there at all. He did a simple little he's probably got like a PR manager, right? Who probably messaged him like, yo, James Charles, this is not a good thing to be posting about. This is actually really terrible considering what people are going through. Also, when's my next paycheck, by the way? Because he probably treats his employees like shit, let's be honest. Because it's James Charles. Any narcissistic boss is incapable of treating everybody fairly, and I'm speaking from experience, so anyone who works for James Charles, I pray for you. But, he was probably like, please take this down and you've got to make some kind of apology about this, because he's probably been like, this is what the job market's like, this is what it's like for real people, these your bullet point talking points. That's probably what happened. He probably sent him like a text over and was like, okay, you need to hit this point, because it's terrible for real people out there. And yes, you do come across as incredibly privileged. You got to remember the privilege part, because you are privileged. And if you say that you're taking accountability for the fact you're privileged, it might make people feel less angry, maybe. But then again, it's him, so I don't know. But then again, I don't know, because he does still have some kind of loyal fan base, which is bizarre to me, like actually insane to me. How he has fans who can stick by him despite everything that he's done is still mind-boggling to me. But that's probably what happened. He didn't actually use his own noggin. This was probably just some bullet points and like a bit of a vague script that he was sent by a PR manager, and this is where we are.
Really lucky, and now, years later, I'm in a blessed and privileged position. But as somebody with a platform, it's my responsibility to humble myself and to never take what I have for granted. And when I made that video today, that is exactly what I did. I was speaking from a very privileged, obnoxious, ignorant standpoint. Mm-hmm. And for anybody that saw that video and was disappointed or upset with what I said, I am super sorry. Especially to the woman from Spirit Airlines.
Super sorry. Super sorry? Is that the new, super chat, on TikTok Live now? Is that what it is? Is it a super sorry? Please. Who says super sorry to the woman from Spirit Airlines? If anyone was disappointed with what I said because I was very privileged and ignorant, I'm super sorry. Who says that? But him. Because he has no scrap of empathy in him. Again, look at that screenshot. Do you see the lack of empathy there? Do you see the dead behind the eyes? Demon within the soul type shit we're dealing with here.
I did try to look for her message earlier before making this video, and I couldn't find it. If you see this video and you want to get in touch, I would love to apologize to you directly and to help you out a little bit. But if you are not comfortable with that, I totally understand too. I really appreciate anybody.
Oh my god, that's so PR manager coded what you just said. Am I wrong with that? That is so PR manager coded to be like, because that's another bullet point that the text message probably said was like, oh, and by the way, you've really got to offer the woman who reached out, even though it probably was a spam message because it's gone now. That tends to happen with a lot of spam messages. If you read them and then don't respond to them, they just disappear because the account gets disabled because Instagram recognizes that it's a fake account, right? Or whatever platform it is. But especially Instagram, I feel like they're really good at spotting that. But the fact that this PR manager game was like, okay, you have to really emphasize, you are going to give this person money if they want help. You have to reverse what you said. It's crazy.
That sent me a message or left a comment about this video today, letting me know how insensitive it was. I really needed to hear that, and I really need to think twice before I hit record and just start yapping on this account.
Yeah.
I genuinely treat this spam page like I'm on FaceTime with you guys. I love to laugh and tell you stories and rant and scream at the camera and joke around with y'all, but sometimes I genuinely forget how many people are watching, and it was completely inappropriate to...
Sometimes you forget how many people are watching. James Charles, with the amount of followers that he has, are you serious right now? Sometimes you forget. That is such bullshit. That is such bullshit. Such bullshit. When we know, let's all remember back in 2019 when the Bye Sister video came out, and the amount of subscribers he lost overnight, like just in one day, and how he's somehow been able to keep a career going and kind of gain people back is insane as well. But then he said he forgets how many people are watching. I mean, granted, this is a spam account, but still, I don't know how many followers he actually has, because I forgot to look when I was downloading these videos for this video, but, you know, like, the way that he just said that. Sometimes I forget, oh my god, I'm so humble. Please, here's my slice of humble pie. I'm eating it right now on camera. Like, I forget how many people are watching. So that makes it okay to start attacking women who've lost their jobs, which is probably a fake message. Like, yeah, okay, have a bit of a rant. Like, I don't know, anyone knows my fam? She's a sort of lifestyle vlogger. She has a spam account, and sometimes if you follow her, you know, like, she's on there crying about stuff, like when she was at Coachella and she was on there having a bit of a crash out about Alchemy, her loungewear brand, and being a bit stressed about that. Like, we know she's done plenty of stuff like that over the last sort of few years, and that's fine because that's real. She is sharing like a real part of her life and a real part of her just being a human, right? The crash out we just saw was, oh, I hate my fans actually. Oh, I'm only gonna be generous and use my platform for good when someone's shown that they've like bought my makeup or something. Like, in his brain, even if someone had just bought like the Morphe James Charles palette back in 2019, that would probably be enough for him to give him like $5 or something. Like, please. So PR coded, it's crazy.
Make a joke out of somebody just trying to provide for themselves and their family. That's definitely my bad.
That's definitely my bad is a crazy statement to end it on. But again, it's James Charles, so who's surprised at this point? I'm not. Okay? That, yet again, was a pure display of James Charles being an entitled, narcissistic piece of shit. And so life goes on, okay? But it is really important that, you know, I know that we all in the commentary space love to talk about James Charles and these people especially because they're just so ridiculous in the way that they conduct themselves, and not all influencers are like this. You know, we have people like James Charles, we have people like Michaela Negrera, we all know her. Oh my god. If you've been following up with that drama recently, my god. I mean, even the fact in my last video that was kind of coming to the defense of Jeffree Star when Akon tried to claim that he was behind Jeffree Star Cosmetics, even though his dates weren't matching up. If you want to go and watch that video, I did just cover that. That is the last video that I uploaded. But the fact that I was coming to his defense was kind of crazy because I don't agree with everything that he's ever done in the past. But again, it is really important that we do call these people out, even though it is kind of funny and ridiculous sometimes, because it's so important that we call out these people who a lot of young people will see them as role models. They'll see them as, I want to be like the new James Charles. I want to be the new Michaela. Like, I want to be an influencer because of these people. And I'm like older Gen Z. I was born in 2000, right? And I've been doing YouTube since I was 12. And, you know, I've wanted to be a YouTuber since a really young age, but YouTube and social media was such a different place. And I've grown up in the influencer era and, like, the social media boom of the 2010s. And, you know, I'm very grateful to have grown up in that time, not gonna lie. But also, like, I'm so disgusted with how without influencers conduct themselves now, considering the type of environment we had back in the day. Like, does anybody else miss just kind of when like fake giveaways of MacBooks and cars by like Kim Kardashian were the biggest scandal out there? You know, like, who misses those days? Like, pre-2016 drama. And trust me, I said in my last video, like, I ate Dramageddon 1 up and I ate Dramageddon 2 up as well. I ate the Shane Dawson documentaries up as well, and I really want to do on my channel kind of the reactions and my own take on my experience during when those were coming out. And I think, again, it's just fun to recap them every year, just to remind ourselves of a simpler time, you know. But I really do think that TikTok and the whole TikTok influencer culture has ruined society in a lot of ways, which I guess is a topic for a whole other video. But yeah, again, it is very important that we call these people out so we see them for who they are and not these idol role models that people could see them as. You know, it's a dangerous place to be. But anyway, let me know, as always, your guys' thoughts on this new James Charles scandal in the comments. Do you also agree that his apology was completely and utterly bogus and fake and stupid? And do you also agree that his manic behaviour during the crash outs and his weird faces that he pulls are very Joker coded? And also, do we think there's a demon inside him? Do we think he's a demon? I don't know. Again, if you like this video, make sure to leave it a like. It really helps me out a lot with the algorithm. It's like the main thing that gets videos pushed out by the algorithm at the moment. Also, viewer duration. So make sure you're watching all my videos to the end. Same with any other small YouTuber that you watch. You know, it really just helps us out a lot to grow our channel and reach the lovely people like you watching this video. And also hit that subscribe button, of course. That's also kind of the main thing that helps as well. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video.